Hello, my name is JALEAN Brooks, and I'm currently living in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm currently in the process of trying to develop a business of my own. It's called Johann's Organics, Fruits and Veggies, and grow supplies also. At Johann's, our goal is not to only heal the customers through the aid of enhancing the soil, but teach them how to grow food and give them the knowledge to help feed their own family, and purify the water, because it's becoming less of a viable resource in low-income communities. To be able to provide a way for them to clean their water and save money by providing food and the knowledge of how to grow food for themselves, and providing them that time that they gain by having those necessary tools to help make things simple, helping people in general. That's what it's about to me. If you want to heal yourself, you got to start with the food. Food is our medicine, and medicine is the food. The chemical makeup of the food that we're eating and the toxins released from the slaughter of animals through mass slaughter, it only gets passed down to the less fortunate and lower income having communities. To truly level the playing field, we have to increase their nutrient quality. I see a lot of alcohol stores in low-income communities and Black communities, to be more specific. And that's one thing that I want to strive for, to buy out those stores in those communities and replace them with health food spots, farmers markets, whatever it is, to empower the consumer. I was recently in the program with MANSA for the Training and Applied Agroecology program, cohort 4. And this is my PowerPoint on Landscape Ecology, a PowerPoint by the gardener, soon-to-be farmer, Lord MANSA H.K. Gusto, formerly known as JALEAN Brooks. Landscape ecology is the science of studying and improving relationships between ecological processes in the environment and particular systems. The principles include the development of dynamics in spatial heterogeneity, interactions and exchanges across heterogeneous landscapes, influences and spatial heterogeneity and on biotic and abiotic processes, and the management of spatial heterogeneity. The following diagram is a basic outline of the hierarchy of landscape ecology, and as it pertains to what you're trying to look into or research prior to the development of any land that you're going to farm on. To go along with the principles, a unified framework is needed to understand the dynamic flow of materials that go into the interactions within the landscape ecology. The materials include anything such as water, the nutrient cycling, the pollution, erosion, and the soil fertility. But you can also deviate down to a more concentrated research project, and you will study the geomorphology of the land, which is the study of the physical features, as well as the relation of the geological structures or chemical composition of the soil, and that's at the topsoil level, which is the level of soil that you'll be farming in or working. You'll also use a surface analysis, a type of investigation performed on the outermost layer of soil, of solid material, more specifically the soil in contact with its environment. And you will pay attention to the spatial statistics or analysis of any given area, to include any formal techniques which study the entities using the topogeological, geometric, and geographic properties of the location, because you want to know the concentration of any particular species within any particular ecosystem, and how man-made attributes are attributing to any given situation, whether it be good or bad for the ecosystem. Proper planning and being able to adjust on the fly is essential to properly developing a positive impact on local ecosystems. within each individual community as a singular entity and as an entire system, without proper consideration of the integration of all ecological systems included within any farm plan. Growers run the risk of creating a system of imbalance, leading to various major and minor land ecology issues ranging from poor soil nutrient density to unfiltered or contaminated water runoff, enabling the plant life to uptake too much of any one minor or macronutrient. The problems will only accumulate if we aren't proactive in our defense measures.
Zola and her family live in a rural area in Zambia. They plant maize and vegetables on a field. In order to live a good life and having enough food, a healthy landscape is essential. It provides important ecosystem services which form the basis of all life. Landscapes are complex socio-ecological systems influenced by diverse factors. What if some of those factors cause an imbalance and make the landscape unsustainable? The soil on Zola's plots slowly degrades due to overcultivation. She expands her fields into the adjacent bush and woodlands to prevent food shortages. So does the growing number of people in the landscape. Recurring droughts and erratic rains are becoming normal. Often, downpours are so heavy that lots of fertile soil is washed away. This leads to a decline in the productivity of Zola's land. The decreasing yields mean that Zola can no longer sell any agricultural products at the market in the nearby town. Therefore, she now earns less money and cannot feed her family. All factors influence each other and lead to a vicious cycle. This scenario is reality in many local contexts. Right at this moment, ecosystems are being destroyed, and soon the self-healing power of those systems will be gone. But things don't have to be this way. The holistic landscape approach considers the interconnections between people, the environment, the economy, and factors like population growth and climate change. From here, it is possible to identify entry points where actions can be taken to break the vicious cycle. It is necessary to create incentives to replant trees and manage forests sustainably. This can be achieved by designating protected areas in which Zola continues to use non-timber forest products under certain conditions. By improving the soil quality and promoting better seeds, Zola's harvests are increasing. Various cultivation methods such as contour lining and agroforestry prevent soil erosion, while terracing of steep hillsides creates new cultivable land. Local action plans promote natural resource governance in cooperation with Zola and her community. For example, area closures keep free grazing animals away from fragile pieces of land and prevent degradation through overgrazing. These plans are in line with regional guidelines such as sustainable land and water management strategies. The sustainable management of landscapes strengthens the resilience of people and nature, making an important contribution to several SDGs. The landscape approach helps to increase agricultural productivity to alleviate poverty, creates new employment opportunities, promotes biodiversity, fights climate change, and improves water availability and quality. Now, the situation of Zola and her community has significantly improved, and prospects have been created.
Issues now at the forefront of landscape ecology: the continent or globe as a landscape. NEON National Ecological Observatory Network is aimed at continental scale ecology. There's a global conservation strategy, a global carbon budgeting between all countries, hindcasting and forecasting of spatial heterogeneous ecological systems, humans and ecosystems as coupled socio-ecological systems, with feedbacks including human impacts on ecological systems, alteration of ecosystems, services, effects on human well-being. The NEON National Ecological Observatory Network is a database where you can go to fine-tune your research or compare your research to already pre-made studies and data samples to fine-tune your pest prevention methods, your feeding schedules, your lighting schedules. If you're working in a greenhouse indoors, utilizing the sun and supplemental lighting, you can use it to understand the vapor pressure deficit of how well the plants breathe. They also have information on the soil quality, so you can know what you need to add back to your soil. It's a great resource and it's free to use. These are my references. Feel free to contact me at any time. How can we change the world for the better? By no longer valuing what doesn't contribute to the whole in a positive and holistic manner. Food is our medicine and medicine is our food. Dr. Laila Africa. Rest in power.